Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, where I think we're actually playing the game. I think we're in the game proper today. So we've gotten ourselves into a little bit of a situation here. What is up with the body of this person?
The Whispers taught me how.
The corpses were mauled by a force far beyond any mortal capacity. The faces are twisted in pain, and the hands are fused with improvised weapons, tools, scissors, and cutlery. Yeah, it's kind of just always a nightmare out here. This is the thing about the grim darkness of the far future. Ooh, loot. Got ourselves a multi-key and some stuff for selling later. Cool, grab it. Pack it all up. And it looks like we can make a jump check to get around this, or at least Abelard can.
Bright, pure color. And it's all riddled with horrible veins that carry the poison of fear and pain throughout its body. Who are you? Why are you crying?
Okay, so we managed to...
Witch is talking
I'm
about
not even sure why this is a jump check.
Who set
Seems like
upon
it would
this
just crawl.
abode of noble navigators. Then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery.
It's weird where there is and isn't voice acting. Okay, so this place has got a real creepy sort of decor set up.
See,
Let's,
right
oh,
there.
a trap. Ah, I think it's built into that thing. Well...
The Emperor favors me today.
That's cool. That's cool that it automatically pauses when you see a trap and gives you a chance to figure out what you want to do about it. If a character enters a trapped area or fails the test to disarm it, it will trigger, dealing damage and inflicting injuries on characters within its area of effect. I appreciate that the disarm check is able to be performed from outside the area. Sometimes you'll see a trap marked with a red area and a connecting dotted line. The line leads to the mechanism. Hover your cursor over the mechanism, to try to disarm it. If you have your entire party selected, the character with the highest relevant skill will go to disarm. Yeah, we're already seeing the fact that it picks the character with the best skills for things. The Lady Navigator's statue looks pristine and new. It's good. It's an attractive likeness. Okay, lots of hostiles here. Some people with like real equipment, which is not a thing we've had to deal with very much, although I still think they're for sure less dangerous than the Chaos Spawn was. Can we...
Victory awaits. Hey,
Oh,
what's that?
alright, another one. Everybody back it up.
Never doubt me.
I never would. It's nice to have good perception. We're picking out the traps, no doubt, because our perception scores are decent.
Done.
Most of these unfortunate souls took their own lives by slicing their guts wide open. That, by the way, is not a good way to do that. Wouldn't be my recommendation. Okay, just cargo. Bunch of desecrated stuff, some icons. That's all, whatever. At some point, we'll actually do some trade and acquire some sense of what is good and what is not. The Catechism of St. Drusus. There was a guard over here earlier. I wonder at what point they left. Stand firm! We must not let the miscreants defile House Roselio. Well, I figured they were going to see us eventually. So, this is pretty not ideal for some of us. We can significantly increase animation speed. Hold space by default. There's a key. Okay, I can mess with that in the options. I appreciate that there's just a hold down button for it. So what are we looking at here? We got, this guy's got a pistol, it looks like. A lot of las guns and stuff. Yeah, and they've got all this cover. It's just like it's a really nice lineup for them, and it's not too bad for some of us Abelard's going to be hard pressed to make an accounting of himself here, I think. Well, let's get Abelard to cover that he can run forward from easily. Keep Argenta nearby. She's the one who's fairly likely to be able to keep doing her thing at range. And then Idira sometimes has difficulties. She might have to close a little bit just to make sure we're getting the right bounces. I mean, we're all going to want to advance some. I think this is probably range beyond most of our weapons. But we'll start it up like this. Let's see how it goes. So, I do wish Abelard was not going first, and I might have him just sit for a turn, maybe? Because I kind of want to, throw buffs on him before he heads out. Is that skull icon indicating... Okay. Their guard Medicae. He actually can't even make it to a cover position from where he is. I think I am, in fact, just going to
Indeed.
hit Endure because we're not in high cover, and then just wait a turn to receive buffs before I run out. Alright, Idira should have vision of these guys, right? They're in the open. We're currently at no veil degradation. So yeah, I should be able to just cook off any one of them. I'm assuming we're like way out of range for this, right? A 10-cell radius, yeah. Does it, when I select this, does it show me? Yeah, here's our 10-cell radius right here. Well, I can take 2 of them if I aim at this guy. And it doesn't... I'm not going to need... Yeah, the kill should be guaranteed, right?
Not this Scryer's job.
You're not quite in range. Despite the fact that you were displayed as being in range when I moused over him a moment ago. And there's no place I can move to that's cover that has, or that's closer that has even the tiniest bit of cover from any direction. Well, that's fun. And nothing I can do to fix that. The Psychic Shriek has a 12-cell radius. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just shut down one of these guys. I don't think it matters super over much who it is if I can't get my bounce. And then we could tag somebody with bonus exploits. The exploits just build up over time, right? So
Was that you?
we'll just start planning some things on the Lord Commander there. And forewarning for Abelard, my friend. Get your weapon skills hot, because we're going to need them when you go screaming across the battlefield in a minute.
Stay vigilant.
Why did I not foresee this?
Ooh, that really
Strengthens me.
hits.
Follow my lead. Break them around.
Their squad commanders run out into the open in a way that I think is interesting. Not open, but like in a place that he's like flankable. I definitely do want Argenta to try to take down these fools over here, and I can't apparently shoot this guy for reasons that are not entirely clear to me. Is it range? (12 to 24). Okay, no, I absolutely can. Okay, so let me... 31%, huh? Let's give it a shot. Let's see if I can catch them both with the spray. All right. I'll take a pickup. That seems fine. And then maybe we just do a run and gun, because if I could clean up 2 people,
Commands I act.
it would be pretty significant, right?
Faith without deeds is worthless.
All right, his cover was just a little bit too effective, sadly. Okay. So I don't necessarily have a shot here. This might be... It's an awkward moment to have Abelard run forward. Because, like, what would be nice is if I could use the combination of Samhain's actions and Abelard's actions to help him reach someplace safe. Let's see here. She has enough movement that she could get down the stairs to forward cover. Although I worry about positioning myself in a place where that guard defender is going to be able to get at me from the side, from the non-covered area. All right, I do think we're going to go ahead and command you. I might want to hold off on voice of command until the turn when he's actually in contact with people. This gives 2 AP and no MP, so it wouldn't let him move anyway. I think I'm going to drop this on Argenta. We'll see if she can't pick that guy up over there. So I guess I may as well voice of command her, right?
Suits my purposes.
All right. Bonus stats. Let's try that again. Oh, non-lethal. That sucks. 6 to 8 damage and we rolled the 6. Well, see if I can finish it.
Not a problem.
I wanted to get the I wanted to get her battle feast thing up. Turns out didn't need it, but it's nice to let your teammates get buffed, you know?
Weapon at the ready.
Okay, I sure hope they don't have a lot of, like, grenades or anything.
Stay vigilant.
Alright, the time has come for making the moves. So, charging into combat with this guy is going to leave me open from this side, but it will give me a little bit of cover. Like, I have cover on this space. It feels crazy. It feels like a crazy thing to do. Alright. Navy officer and their allies gain +2 deflection for each archetype. Does each archetype take it, not each archetype point spent. So this is only a one... We only get the bonus once, right? We should be seeing on deflection... Yeah, +2 from Brace for Impact. So I could close to here and charge. If I don't take cover from this side, I'm basically just leaving myself open, right? I could close to here and just take a pot shot at that guy with my crappy pistol. I mean, it's not that crappy. Yeah, I want to get into melee, but this isn't the moment to... We'll just make it an advancing shot here.
My place is at the fore.
I took care of this one.
It will be done.
Alright, excellent job. Try not to die. Adira sadly took a ton of damage, and we don't have a lot of medical supplies. The end of range on this is like here. So even if we were to get her over to a point that's like exactly across from those guys, I still don't think we would have the range to bounce the lightning to them, but I might be able to get her. I think my plan is going to be to try to push around the side with her and maybe get some bouncing going that way. I'm also going to, I think,
But of course.
throw a quick forewarning up on Abelard.
Will do.
We are continuing to scheme, and then
What is this foreboding?
is this guy over here. I wish, like, when you moused over somebody, it would tell you the number of squares they currently are from you. Like, does 12 hit you?
No can do.
No. And it won't even show me, like, how far out of range are you. Okay, so then I don't guess I have much else to do.
My faith strengthens me.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Follow my lead. Break their morale.
Yeah, I don't know if running into the open is going to break my morale quite as much as you're hoping.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
Well, Abelard's doing a great job of the number one task that I was hoping for from him, which is getting everybody's attention. Pretty poor hit chances over here. Yeah, we could just hose him down over here. A lucky hit on the guy without armor could put us in
As the Emperor commands.
could put us in buff territory. Nice. So there's our revel in slaughter.
Doubt is for the weak.
Okay. I'm not sure if it would have made sense to move there or not. I guess we can run and gun. I can run and gun to the central cover.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
With the intention of probably heading downstairs afterward. Doesn't look like we're not really lined up for a clean kill on anybody. But these two are in the open. Let's try to drop their medic.
Emperor commands, I act.
It's going to take a lot more than this to get rid of the other guy. Do I want to just throw up 10 momentum? Well, okay, additional 5 momentum for each enemy that was hit by the sister. So this is pretty good right now, actually. Get a Furious Recital going and then pass.
High momentum.
What does your heroic act do again? Somebody gets a full turn with no attack limit. Would this be the way to get Idira into position? So we give her an entire extra move. Unfortunately, cover gets pretty thin over here, but she would have a full turn of movement now. Then the guard Medicae goes, and then she goes again before any other enemies. I think maybe this is how I want to use this.
My time is now.
Yeah, I feel as safe as I'm ever going to feel running into, like, the open. The guard Medicae is certainly still a threat. From here, do I have lightning range on you? I don't. Oh my god, I'm one short of lightning range on the commander. And we're not guaranteed a kill. 10 to 22. If we roll minimum damage, it actually won't get the job done. If I throw an extra analyze up on you before doing it, the attack deals a very small amount more damage. Because, like, obviously, if I can run forward and then just blow up the only guy who gets a shot before I do, that might be a good way to go. I was planning on coming around here and flanking people with the lightning But I can't kill that guy from over here, I don't think. What about if I was here? Yeah, the area of this attack doesn't quite reach. Do I trust that I will survive? I guess is the question. Because if so, I can get into position to pop this guy and ruin his day. For sure. I think I'm going to stick to the plan.
Cover me.
So run to here. And if she goes down, well, that will be very bad. I can hit myself with this?
Anything else?
Okay. A little bit of defense. Am I able to hit this guy from here? No, just barely no. All right, we will continue to build up analysis on the squad commander. Man's got 8 exploit stacks on him now. And good luck to Idira for the rest of the move here. Okay, so this has a range of 8. Yeah, not quite good enough. This feels like voice of command time. Maybe.
Never wavered in the face of adversity.
I wish I could get... Yeah, I'm just going to hit him with it
Nothing
now.
I can't do.
Give him all the stats. And then...
All too easy.
Drop an extra single shot from her. Try to clear this guy out.
Worthless.
But my pistol doesn't reach, right? Yeah. Okay. We tried. Interesting that he shoots at Abelard, who he doesn't have, who has some cover, instead of going after Idira. So from here, what's the distance on charge? We probably shouldn't, right? That's probably foolish. I should probably, because there's still these two guys in cover, I should probably just continue to advance more methodically. I could even stop behind the high cover. It's a very strange thing they've decided to do here. I really don't understand it. But I probably want to stop behind the low cover just because I want to be closer, right? Abelard's tough enough. He'll be fine. And then from here... Really, from here he'll have no shot on the guard Medicae? Is it just like he can't look around, or... Oh, you know what? I might have pressed the wrong button. 3. Yes, okay. I think I had pressed 1, which with most people is their pistol shot, but with him is his sword strike. Okay, so pretty poor chance of getting the actual kill. I could just fire uphill with the spray. Have about the same odds as... Well, I don't know. Just start dealing damage to the commander. I guess there is a small chance that this kills. I have a 19% chance to hit that guy. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it gets much better than this.
Tactics are the best ones.
Okay. Well, I don't feel too bad about that.
At your beck and call.
Throw up our endure, and then charge wouldn't work through. Yeah, you have to charge. You can't charge around cover in most games. Oh, that's okay. She ends up 1 point of movement short of the cover I was running for. That's pretty not ideal. Although we might just be outranging their guns all the way over here. So maybe I don't have to worry about it as long as this guy goes down. And I'm assuming my Shriek will clip him regardless of his cover, right? That's not the right button. Yeah, Shriek's got him for sure. All right, I'm just gonna move up and do that then.
Was that you? Or
Be gone!
And we're gonna hope that she is indeed out of range of all these others. Friendly creature within a 10-cell radius. The only person I can hit is Abelard, so Abelard gets the forewarning. He probably would have gotten it anyway.
Will do.
I've suffered worse.
Yeah, that might be why the Medicaid didn't shoot at Adira as well. It might be that he just couldn't see her with her, or couldn't hit her with his pistol.
Strengthen.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Oh, man, we are coming down one tile short of reaching cover so frequently. It's really frustrating, actually. So, wait, where'd that second guy... Did his friend shoot him in the back? Combat log. Hold on a second. Yep, guard defender hit guard defender in the backside during the spray so hard that it killed him. Well, that's embarrassing for them. I mean, I kind of don't want to run to the open, but I guess she's uninjured. And she has decent armor on, right? Medium? Yeah, 30% armor, 60% dodge. Maybe we just push. It's really frustrating that she doesn't have that, though. Running gun will be available next turn. Maybe I just stand back and take a pot shot. It's not like she's all that likely to miss.
I'll do it.
And then we reload, and I think just call it there. Also, just the littlest bit short. I can't voice of command you again. I can't voice of command Adira because of range.
Nothing I can't do.
But I can hand you an extra shot at least.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
That guy should be in cover. This is his own fault. Yeah, it was still too recent. All right. Am I going to just run out into the open? The range on this is 8 cells. If I do run out to here... No, I can't get the Melta Blast anywhere near that guy. It is a lot of cells. Alright. Perhaps foolish, but we're going to have turns from 2 other people. I can't hit anybody with any weapon. Does my other gun have better range? Slightly.
Already done.
There we go. I'm contributing. Can I hit Adira with this from here? No.
Absolutely not.
Is it possible for Abelard? Abelard needs 6 spaces? Yeah. So, assuming I can't charge from here because of the, Oh, no, it will let me get him. Okay, well, I think we should definitely do that then. Let's
Follow my lead.
endure.
Victory is imminent.
Okay. Turns out we didn't need all the build-up. And then while I'm over here, I may as well just...
Reduced.
Wow! Okay. Abelard hitting the the absolute top of his damage range in all circumstances. Great work, friend. So I think what happened last time I looted someone in the scenario where I wasn't sure if we were going to get the loot from just walking out of the room or not. Where it showed us 3 swords and 3 guns. I believe it was just showing us the loot from everybody. Is that true? If we just touch one person? Nope, this definitely seems like it's just a single person's loot. Alright, do you have anything fun? You have a couple of suits of medium armor. Now see, this is 3 different guns. This can't be just his stuff. No, so I think it looted the enemies like within a certain distance of him. What a strange way for that to work. Okay, yeah, a couple of basic las guns. Honestly, these have pretty solid range on them. I'm surprised that they weren't. They probably were able to hit Adira, and just the math was not very positive. Okay, we're gonna have to go through everybody's armor and see who wants to be wearing what. But that was good. That was successful. We hardly took any damage. A mutated flesh sample with numerous outgrowths covered in a mesh of bluish-black veins. Curious. Anyway, this whole thing happened because I was over here I was trying to walk over to this book to steal a meteorite chunk. Still cold with the icy breath of the void. I assume the value of that is that it can be sold. Let's step up here and see what's going on this side. There is, in fact, something on this shelf. A data crypt. H40 KO.
I did fine.
This is a statue by the famous Calixian sculptor and chronicler Zacharias Vernon of the Magnificent, the 23rd year of this millennium. Original. Probably, like, very valuable. In that case. The heavy door is secured by a sophisticated mechanical lock. There must be a way to unlock it from somewhere else. Alright. Pontius Syphilis Gelasius on the training of worthy servants at the court of the Navis Nobilite. A good majordomo attempts to nurture only the finest of flowers in the garden that is their master's life. Therefore, new seeds for the garden must be weeded out with the utmost care, so that the garden's trees may yield the sweetest fruit. The lessons below will help you separate the precious seeds from the vile thorns to cultivate the perfect garden for any lady navigator. Lesson 1. A faithful servant always makes sure their mistress's rooms and garments are clean. Lesson 2. A faithful servant will never offer their mistress the same dress presented earlier in the cycle. Lesson 3. A faithful servant offers their mistress a glass of fresh water upon waking. Mouse wheeling does not show more. I think it might just trail off, which is a fun way of, representing that it does just sort of go on and on and on. Hold on, we've got a combatant unlooted over here. An intercepted conversation between security officers. This promotion will transfer the entire squad to the child's personal guard. By the God Emperor, you're a strapping lad. You'll probably make it for a cycle or 3. Well, it has worn down better men than me. What even is the point if your brains turn into mush? I may rip out my eyes like Amos did. At best, I'll just go bonkers like that little shit stain that kept stealing our... something. Oh, what happened to that one? He threw himself out of a depressurized chamber because some voices told him to. Oh, calm down. Keeper Felix said the squad will not have to serve the child for long. He even gave us a little leeway. Unlike that fish-eyed... Okay, that's interesting. That doesn't sound like normal navigator contact with the warp stuff to me, but I guess I'm not an expert. The library is full of treatises by the most distinguished scholars of the Imperium, from Astra Militarum tacticians to Adeptus Mechanicus genitors. I gotta remember, I do not read out loud fast enough to get all the text on the first click. Okay, everybody gather up. Let's talk armor and stuff. Do we all have the objects we would like to have as far as equipment goes? So I do like my Corrupted Inferno pistol very much. My secondary slot, though, is a scrappy auto gun. So 8 to 16 range, 3 to 5 damage. I could probably, if I mouse over the las gun, it probably compares it, right? Yeah. Okay, so it maintains the same armor penetration, has a significant dodge reduction for foes, less recoil, better range. It seems like it's just a better gun. Okay, I like that. That said, let's have this be our primary, please. And as far as the sword goes, I think we decided sword over axe on purpose. Yeah, so I think I'm good. And armor. I'm currently wearing an armored body glove. We could swap for a flak chest plate to gain a little bit more armor at a dodge penalty. I don't think that's worth it. All right, for you, same question. Same piece of armor we would be losing. I think we're probably good here. You are already wearing medium armor, and it's slightly better medium armor, it looks like. And Abelard has the Seneschal's trusty carapace, which has more of a dodge penalty, but is heavy armor, and so it has also real deflection. Yeah, I think we don't want anybody wearing any of this stuff then. Back to weapons. You have a cool chainsword. Hard to imagine you not wanting to have a cool chainsword, but you may as well wield an actual rifle in secondary. And the well-maintained stub revolver is going to kick the heck out of any other one-hander that we have access to, I think. Yeah. Does your one-hander auto pistol beat this stuff? No, I think I would rather have a las pistol than the auto pistol. And you have a las pistol already and nothing to go in your other hand. Should at least have like a parrying weapon, right? Or, since there are times when it's not a good idea, maybe we don't have her with any short range armaments at all, really, because there are times when it doesn't make any sense to use the psychic staff. We saw in that earlier fight where the warp, warp degradation was so high. It might be a good idea for her to have a decent ranged normal weapon to swap to in situations like that. All right. So if we don't remove her injury, it'll turn into an old injury when we leave the scene, right? Is how this works? Within 3 rounds using a medikit. So this is our medikit view. I know. Oh no, okay. We have stuff equipped down here. So Abelard has 2 hits of medikit left. Would I rather maintain an injury and try to save the medikit for a more dangerous situation? Too many injuries will damage the character's resolve and cause traumas. Because the medikits are my only source of in-combat quick regeneration or quick health restoration, I think I'm going to be kind of stingy with them for the moment. The wearer gains 5 toughness if their intelligence is less than 35. I have to think Abelard. Yeah, Abelard's a real contender there. I gotta look at these other equipables. Suffers an injury or falls unconscious. Their allies gain +1 bonus to... honestly, he is the one who is most likely to get suddenly overwhelmed. Requires Iconoclast Follower. So, I'm not up to that level. Are you allowed to wear this? You are. Do they have their own? They do. They do in fact have their own levels of these traits. Yep, dogmatic in the extreme. That makes sense to me. You're somewhat heretical. Okay. So Abelard's the only one in the party who could even wear that. It's wild to me that the character sheets need like tab systems within tab systems to keep track of all the different kinds of things you can have. None of the rest of this was equipable. Melta charges, a machine rights set just for passing skill checks and whatnot. Okay, I think we're actually all set here. And I think I am just going to allow that injury to bloom.
We should deal with this.
Oh, I agree with you. We should deal with that.
I better myself through my service.
All right, good eye there, Abelard. Found ourselves a navigator flesh sample. Flesh sample with fragments of scales and rudimentary webbed fingers.
Continues to mourn Lady Theodora. I fear it may affect the performance of their duties in service of the Lord Captain.
Okay.
In his service,
bunch of
will
cargo.
they find strength and fortitude. Only thus will they turn their hearts away from the frailties that lead to heresies.
Yeah, let's see if we can clear this stuff out. Abelard, can you?
Expected result.
Okay. There is a man in this wreckage, and he has a Mars-patterned sword and some noble silk gloves. These probably end up on our character, actually. So an 8 to 13 damage sword with a little bit of dodge reduction. Okay, seems like a pretty sharp upgrade and definitely bound for Abelard's hands before it would be bound for mine. Is it an upgrade over his sword? Yeah, it doesn't have the bonus crit damage, but aside from that, yeah, it is an upgrade. And he is certainly the person who gets the most use out of his melee weapon. That said, I will absolutely take a chainsword. Okay. Is there anything else? No, we can only clear enough stuff to get to that one body. Let's have a look at these doors.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Looks like a small enough room. And hey, look at that. It's more traps. So the mechanism for this is actually in the other room, it looks like. This door is locked. Sorry, let me get the whole party reselected here again. Is that button not? There we go. Control A. All right. Sounds pretty good at tech use. Let's send our Genta in there because she's the one with the trap skill.
The Emperor favors me today.
Okay. Again, just more loot. Hallowed finger bone charms. I'm sure somebody's going to want that somewhere. And then we can't even interact with the computer systems. I thought that was the whole point of getting into that room. Guards up ahead. Well, I guess let's have them. Ooh, no, hold on. Don't go alone. I didn't equip everybody or select everybody. Did you hear the screams? Move! Sir, are you all right? We can't hear anything. That guy might be about to explode. Now I see you're in league with them. Is this an insurrection? Yes, indeed. Death to the traitors! Yeah, Yeah, unfortunately, that guy has the weapons and the armor, so... I know you. I know, you're all traitors. Traitors, all of you. They told me. They whispered. Hey, who are you? Sorry, son. We're gonna have to put you away real quick. I'm glad they didn't actually make me do that in combat, because it would have been a terrible waste of time for a very foregone conclusion. But that was a convincing strike. I like this gun an awful lot. Everybody get in
my
here.
lead.
Okay, another data crypt. The next one in the sequence, it would seem. Research notes of Nabis Laboratorum Custodian Fortunata Orselio, Part 13. Keeper Theobald graciously agreed to provide samples of his skin growths so we could study the influence of the rebellious immaterium on the flesh of the Navis Nobilite. Just as we thought, navigators are positively resistant to the restless currents of the warp. The God Emperor truly does shield some people against corruption and misery. But let us get back to the study of mortal flesh. Another servant will be carried in shortly. I must ready the organ extraction equipment. Adamantine dust and black water. This was the worst idea that could have entered my mind. God Emperor be praised, I am lucky to still have my hat on my shoulders after this reckless experiment. Nevertheless, we did make an important discovery. The adamantine seems to protect the frail flesh. Okay, so arrow keys, mouse wheel. It doesn't seem like there's any way to. Okay, if I hit info, we get a version of it with the mouse wheel. The adamantine seems to protect the frail flesh of the lowborn to a degree. Having said that, not even the macerator can handle its temper, so we should probably introduce more complex compound into the formula. All of the data related to the experiment were recorded to datacrypt K040H. I will go back to them later once I am done with experiment H41OK. Have I mentioned that the chunk of meteorite found by Keeper Felix's subjects is completely useless? Although its shining granules could be used to make new paints for the child. Yes, I think I'm going to do exactly that. Okay. Oh, I didn't actually pick it up. We probably should. We have read it, but it may well be the case that, like, whatever benefit we might get from having read it would only apply if it's in our inventory. All right, lucky. Haven't failed one of these skill checks yet. Okay, so a bunch more cargo. A long las and a carapace chestplate, which is slightly better than. Oh, this is light armor. It doesn't have a dodge penalty on it. It's slightly better than the armored body glove, even. And a couple of fire grenades. Okay, let me grab all of those, and then we're going to go ahead and... I think we'll just throw this on the captain straight away. Yeah, just a smallish upgrade. I appreciate the cosmetics, the fact that it actually does look different. I don't think that she's the one who most needs the grenade. Let's equip you two, because our party leader can already just melt a blast with her pistol. So, and then that gun. How much better is that gun? Range 1836. And are the other stats pretty much the same? 5 to 7. Yeah, it's just straight up better. Okay, who should this go on? We're going to continue trying to use Abelard to screw people up in melee. Argenta has her bolter, which I don't think we want to switch out. It has got considerably better damage. Actually, never mind the thing I'm saying. It does not have considerably better damage. And I was looking at this without... I was like, hey, it's a pretty similar gun, except longer range. But no, it actually has considerably higher damage, and I'm just like totally spacing on it. So who is most likely to use their long range weapon? I guess it's the captain, right? The thing is, I don't want the captain standing back so far all the time, because it means that we're like, I don't want to routinely be putting myself in a position where we can't use the fire blast, because the fire blast is amazing. So maybe it is Idira? No, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the captain. We don't really have a sniper type character. You know, we don't have somebody whose thing is specifically this. The bolter has good burst fire. This thing only has single shot, deadeye shot. I suppose that's the other thing we could do is remove Argenta's close combat weaponry and just treat her as the long range. Yeah, you know what? That maybe makes more sense. This will just be her weapon for situations where the burst is not the thing we're looking for. Because that raw damage per shot is actually very impressive, and she has the ballistic skill to make it count. Alright, so we found a consumable, like a grenade. Yep, put it on the bar. Put it on the bar, throw it at somebody. Another locked thing. Just treasure. And more treasure.
Should I divine our next step?
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Oh, hey. How's it going, everybody? Where is the child? Is she safe? What is going on the wall up here? For some reason, the archenemy's twisted influence has found its way into the station. Yeah, flesh with like boils on it. And everybody here is either freaking out or just worried about the child. Uwe has had his tongue cut off, just like the rest of the lesser servants of House Orsilio. Okay. We're in business with these people? I must admit, I don't love it. Well, let's see about this cogitator spirit. The cogitator's vid screen is covered in cracks and stained with dried blood. The buttons, switches, and levers were ripped out of the control panel with exceptional cruelty and scattered around the sacred mechanism that now sparks and hisses in agony, still refusing to perish. You turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cracked vid screen of the sacred engine flickers. The cogitator's insides emit creaks and groans, and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually, the machine spirits do grant you access to the cogitator's systems. Okay, request data on the station's navigators. Let's make sure that there's something here for us to take home. After a brief pause, the data appears on the vid screen. Felic Orsilio, status alive, Theobald alive. Okay, so 2 of them are still alive. Felic is where we left him, and Theobald is in the upper chambers. Interesting that Rasmus Estevan Orsilio's location is unknown. The child. Location upper chambers, biometric parameters, rapid heartbeat, elevated body temperature, stress level exceeds the permissible limit. Status, unknown error. Attention, calming procedures advised. Attention, upper chambers inaccessible. Error, the control rod is not present. If the rod has been misplaced, immediately contact a station keeper. Yeah, no, we're on that too. Let's check the logs here. The archive data stored on the cogitator's local data crypt is partially corrupted, but you still manage to access the residual logs for examination, such as Vox Report 12AH890. The Vox recording hisses for some time before you hear a voice. This is Officer A2H2. A2H2. Do you copy? Several generators overheated on lower levels. Chambers A to D are unpowered. The The tech priest crew sent to investigate the problem is not responding. Requesting back, the officer's speech is interrupted by shouting. The recording abruptly ends. Officer H123 speaking. 200 servants have perished due to explosive decompression of the living quarters. We've located traces of mechanical interference. The preliminary cause is officer sabotage. Crews 5, 6, and 9 are cut off from the main compartment. We have enough oxygen for 20 minutes. May the Emperor save our souls. Seems to be a lot of this sort of thing going around out here lately. Senior station officers, this is the captain speaking. We attempted to contact the Winterscale Scion for help, but something is jamming the signal. We never received a reply and cannot be sure it was even sent in the first place. Our rescue team is not coming. We are on our own, so remain vigilant. Anyone could be a traitor, you hear me? Anyone. If you are in doubt, shoot to kill. Okay, recent entries of the incident log. Report X880, originator classified, date classified. The servants close to the child have started butchering one another again. An order came from above to have their remains reprocessed. Report X886, double classified. The negotiations with the Winterscales were a success. A new batch of servants will arrive in 10 moons. Escort them to the laboratory at once. It is imperative that we increase the new retainer's resistance to the child's powers. Report X891, fully classified and expunged. Okay, what about the docking log? The log is almost completely corrupted, but you managed to recover the latest entry. Identity confirmed Regent Aranto Orselio. Date of visit okay, everything's classified. The security and life support logs. The yellow lights above the control panel flicker to life and a singular repeating message streams down the vid screen. Warning, damage in technical compartments A12, B3, D8, and H24 detected. Warning, living quarters L10, L16, L28 depressurized. Warning, unable to access the station's docking system. Warning, energy regulation system, unknown error. The station will transfer over to emergency power. Immediate evacuation of the facility is advised. Alright, what do we have here? Some encrypted data. Required access level security captain or above. Current access level senior security officer. Well, I'm the captain of something. Remarkably, that argument works. You easily bypass the restrictions imposed on the sacred machine. The cogitator's overloaded processors were, unhappily. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands, having been embedded in the machine spirit's consciousness, now flits across the screen in a single creeping line. Child delete picked flow disable access code annul station controls delete activate shuttle self-destruct purge command log. So that shuttle could be the one containing that the person whose name I forget already. The Orselio that came to visit. Exploring the archives for a while longer yields a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report mentioning that the security system had recently been reconfigured without his knowledge. His comment reads, "Only the keepers of the station have access to the life support systems. But Keeper Theobald had not left the child's side, and neither had I. Could it be that..." Okay, so things have gone real sideways here, due to, it seems, the corrupting influence of the child, which may be chaos-related in some way. Let's see if we can send out a distress signal, now that we've got this cleaned up a little bit. The system cannot carry out your command despite the eager compliance of the machine spirits. One thing is certain, the problem does not lie in the cogitator's mechanisms. Yeah. Somebody could have damaged the transmission array, or, who knows. Alright, what about the main chamber controls here? The cogs within the sacred mechanism slowly start turning with heavy grinding and clacking. The tired machine spirits grant you access to the station control, or at least the parts that still obey the cogitator. Yeah, all doors on the level. Open. The cogitator's vid screen goes dark, as if the machine spirits had fled their mechanical casket. But your assumption is incorrect, as it fills with static just a few moments later. You can barely make out an inscription among the flow of rapidly changing symbols. Warning, data corrupted, processing. Something is required. Okay, well, I don't really have the ability to just eyeball binary to ASCII, even if that is what this is. So, is one of my potential answers just the string it gave us? No, I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to give it this back, even though it says this is what's required. Well, then... yeah, I have no idea. I'll just click one. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems. According to the report, this door has already been opened. So these all are different doors. You push a few buttons on the control panel, but the system rebels and keeps resetting your commands. According to the data, the compartment you are trying to open is depressurized. All right, maybe let's not push on that one. Okay, we got something actually open here. Pressing that button seems to have maybe caused a problem. Okay. Or it has simply opened the door we were trying to open the whole time. And the final command, the vid screen blinks and the mechanisms in the machine's core emit a quiet hum. What about the main elevator controls? Let's turn the elevator back on, the elevator to the upper chambers. Processing query. Confirmed. All right, well, I feel like we can probably step away now. So we have, in fact, restored power to the elevator. We've also opened some doors and learned a little something, not entirely comforting, about the situation that we find ourselves in. Plus, we successfully killed a bunch of guys. I would say that's a pretty successful and packed episode. So I think that's what we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, all we have to do is find that elevator and then also, you know, perform the whole thing with the control rods and stuff. We'll get there. We're going to come out of here with the navigator eventually. Will it be next time? Come back to find out, and we'll see you then.